Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. We're going to be trying out Griftlands for the first time. Picked up that game yesterday because it was on sale, and while it is still in alpha, it seems that it's almost feature complete when I look at their roadmap. Like the full version is apparently out more towards the end of the year, but from what I can say, they have like multiple finished campaigns already and stuff. So looks like a good time to pick it up for me. So what this game is, I've played a little bit of it already. It's kind of like a single-player roguelike. You can choose 3 different characters, you need to unlock them. I've unlocked the second character. And you can start as one of them, and it's all card-based. So you have these like different cards, and there is negotiation, which is basically a battle by words, and then there's the battle deck, which is a battle, where you battle with battle things. You can have these card sets, where I apparently unlocked one, which means these cards can now spawn in the game. So I'm gonna have those enabled, I guess. There's actually a lot of stuff. Like, you get different outfits, you can have mutators, there is no repercussion for murder and stuff like that, to, I guess, spice your playthroughs up. So that's pretty interesting. Currently we can choose between Sal-Ik Derek, who is a bounty hunter with a chip on her shoulder and a glint in her eye. Sal escapes a life of servitude to claim the ultimate bounty and get her revenge. So she's a bounty hunter. And then there is Rook, who is an aging spy, tries for one last big score before retirement. He also seems to have some kind of robo-leg, which I think is pretty cool. We're going to be playing as Sal-Ik, who is hunting Cascio. Yeah, Rook is doing the bog job. So, let's see what we can do here. Let's start this right up.
You've never been one to back down from a challenge. You enter the Groggen Dog, shrugging off the weird sense of déjà vu that hits you. First thing is to find your old friend Fish, who might have a lead on where to find Cascio.
So yeah, basically the idea is that we get to this place here again where we were apparently sold into slavery. And we want to come back and get the lady who sold us into slavery and grab her bounty because she's now like, I don't know, a big gangster lord. The Groggen Dog has a charm. The patrons look lively and the floorboards creak like a well-fed toad. But yeah, there's no like real voice acting in it. Everyone is speaking like alien speaks, so I will have to narrate everything. There you are. I started to think you might have gotten mugged before you even made it through the door. Your faith moves me, Fish, but I do feel ready for a fight. Like my blood is pumping, you know? Should serve me well up against Cascio. First breath of fresh air in 10 years and you get straight to the point. But you won't get nowhere without making some friends. Get your bearings and maybe tomorrow we can talk about Cascio. Let me give you something. People leave the damnedest things behind in the bar. Fish will give you something every time you start over. So yeah, we can get rugged compression gear, which gives us more health and more resolve. We can draft 2 battle cards, or we can draft 2 negotiation cards. I kind of feel that maybe drafting 2 battle cards would be cool. Looking to get rough. I can also get 10 shills, which is the name for the currency, which is a beautiful name, because everyone wants shills here. Gain 2 action, lose 1 action next turn. Gain 2 counter whenever you gain defense. This costs 2 action though. Or attack 1 random enemy. I'm gonna try and go with exertion. So when we ever need those... Oh, we can pick multiple, yeah. Improvise an attack card from your draw pile. Your next attack card played this turn deals +3 damage. Also really cool, I like that. Cool. So we can ask about all kinds of different stuff, like Havaria, which is the continent that we're on. Help me get my bearings. It's been a long time since I was last in Havaria. Well, it's dirty and broken like always. If debt brokering was bad when you were a kid, it's worse now. Half the population is indentured, and them that hold contracts sell them to pay off their own. No wonder customs was so uptight on my way back in. Must be a lot of fraud. That ain't the half of it. The Admiralty is pushing for an official annex. Currently, the Deltrian Admiralty is a military force occupying Murder Bay, which is a beautiful name for a place. Don't we all want to, you know, Take a nice vacation in Murder Bay. They want to make everyone real Deltrian citizens, with papers and everything. In Avaria? You're joking. They say it'll stop illegal debt brokering. Now anyone with a hand in labor contracts is real ornery, from the poor to the powerful. You can imagine the reaction. I can. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. The annex can't be a popular move. Most come here to get away from the Admiralty. It ain't. Both the Spree, who are a loosely organized collection of bandits, crimelings, and illegal debt brokers, and the Cult, the dominant religion in Havaria, whose adherents worship Hesh, an abyssal jellyfish god. Fuck yeah, I love the crazy jellyfish spaghetti monster cult. The Spree cause they are criminals, and the Cult because they profit off the labor more than anybody. No need to tell me that. The Cult's holding a big shindig in a few days, the usual wheelin' and dealin' in the name of the Divine. Word is the Admiralty is going to use it to make their proposition. Mandatory citizenship. It's like Starship Troopers, only without the mandatory. It's gonna need to be a mighty good pitch to convince the Cult, and I wouldn't put it past the Spree to set fire to the whole affair if they can. Dish casts a dour eye over the bar like it's a garden on the near side of winter. Suffice it to say, kid, tensions are real high. You'd be smart to keep your head down instead of looking for trouble. Ask about fish. So what do I owe you for this fish? A cut of my takings? Ash, no. I left my bounty hunting days behind me. I owed your parents once. I don't like leaving debts unsettled. Even to dead folks. So, my parents are dead! So she's basically Batman. They were decent people, Sal Fallon. Watch you don't end up like them. You know, even when you pay off the debts, the Derrick still owns your name. What's a Derrick? Both the offshore Lumen platform and the indentured laborers who work there. I see. I'm an Ick Derrick now, the surname given to all indentured workers consigned to the Cult's offshore Lumen Derricks. Interesting, so that's why she's called Sal Ick Derrick, because her felon name was taken from her. Yeah, that's a messed up bladder rack though. Yep. Ask about Casio. You lined up work for me real fast. You some kind of mover here? Nah, I just know people. People know me. You don't need to go after Casio, kid. I have enough work to keep you busy. I spent my childhood in a lumen pipe because of her, and now she's worth more money than either of us can count. And she's more dangerous than either of us can figure. You go after her and she'll clap back with a knife for each kidney. I may have extras to spare, but you only got 2. I worked off a lifetime's debt in 10 years just so I could get back here and settle the score. If you were my friend, you wouldn't be telling me to drop it. Ah, Hesh, that ain't what I meant. You know it ain't. I'll give you a roof, a bed, and at least 1 good meal a day. You live your life the way you want. It's yours. I'll pay you back. I know. Let's get to work. Alright, so we can get work from her now. I got people in my pocket who owe me a favor. Thrini Win, who is a cult of Hesh priest, Vis, a civilian laborer, and Sandrano, an admiralty clerk. They're easy people to find. Tell them I sent you, they can settle their tabs by giving you work. Get that done, and I'll get you a plate of popped Oshnu ice on the house. A domesticated giant snail used for food, transport, and entertainment. Wait, they fuck their food? Bless your warty hide, fish. I'll hold you to that. Cool. So here's the overworld map, which is quite nice. And we can decide where to go. So this is where we are. So there's the different quests that we can choose. We can do back channel negotiations, which has a focus on combat and negotiation. Is for Sandrano, the Admiralty. Friend or Fanatic, which I think is for the Cult, combat and negotiation. And Early Retirement, which is all about negotiation. Upgrade a negotiation or battle card. Get a new card, the Hip Flask, which means we can drink while we're negotiating. And get a bonus payment of 30 shields. So this gives us 80, 65, 55. I mean, why not work for a cult, right? I mean, we already know these dudes. Oh, what do we have here? A mysterious figure approaches you. Zimmon, the Bile Broker's chemist. Greetings, Grifter. A name for any factionless settler, explorer, or opportunist who hails from the Havarian Griftlands. It's rare I meet a fellow traveler in these parts. Really? I feel like I'm constantly running into people. And you are fortunate. The isolation has made it difficult to complete my work. I'm a chemist. I've been experimenting with new ingredients, but I've only been able to test them on myself. That's kinda unfortunate. Would you like to try one and contribute your own experiences to the data? The stranger shows you a row of vials, their contents bubbling against the glass. Take the swirling purple vial, but I have to pay him 50 shills for it. Try the bubbling orange vial, the smoking blue vial, or the murky green vial. I like blue, so I'm gonna go with blue. The blue one looks spicy. Ah, yes. It's an unusual blend of 3 rare Havarian essences. On their own, each is more toxic than the last, but together, they are a stimulating form of gastrotherapy. I assume that means it won't kill me? Correct. Ugh, the flavor. Not all gastrotherapy is pleasant, of course. Oh, now we can upgrade a negotiation skill. Well, that's cool. Do we want to be like more aggressive or more negotiating? I kind of feel I want to be a bit more negotiating. So what could we upgrade here? Insert flatter, compliment, or attitude into your hand. Insert obtuse, mean, or inspiration into your hand. Gain 3 composure, draw a card. I'm going to upgrade this to gain 3 composure. Simban quickly jots down a note after watching your reaction. Thank you for your participation. I hope we meet again soon. A follow-up can only improve upon the data. Sure. Hey, this was safe, right? I'm fairly confident, but of course only time will truly tell. The mysterious figure leaves as silently as he arrived. After a moment, he disappears from view. Ah. And there's a rat in the background. Looks like an alien rat though. Alright. And we move on. So random events happen too. Bina comes from a long line of warriors known for getting the job done. The human looks you up and down in suspicion. Humans are a soft-skinned species typically found eking out a living in the Griftlands. Convince Bina to eject a patron. When we're her friend, we can ask her to eject someone. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. It's unclear whether Leisha's easygoing attitude is a result of her temperament or the fumes radiating off of her wares. Aye. Ah, so we can buy cards here. Add 2 copies of Hasten into your draw pile. Apply 6 mending. At the end of turn, heal an amount equal to mending and reduce mending by 1. Destroy after 1. Remove this card permanently. When this card is drawn, draw another card. 2 random cards in hand cost 0. Okay, so this is kind of like me buying drugs. Let's not spend our money frivolously right now, shall we? So here's Frynuvin, who has this quest. Frynuvin's family dedicated her to the cult at a young age, but she's taken to it better than you took to the derrick. Frynuvin nods in acknowledgement of your present. Well, it's a start. You're a hunter, right? So you do jobs for pay? And not all jobs, and only for certain amounts of pay, but you've got the idea. My friend Ionis was on a mission through the more rugged parts of Murder Bay, but I haven't heard from her in days. She's a luminary, trained in combat. It's hard to believe some miscreants managed to get the jump on her. But she's missing all the same. I petitioned the priests in Supplicant City, an opulent and corrupt city in the far north of Bavaria, ruled by the cult of Hesh. Interesting. To investigate, but I worry they'll come too late. Will you look for her? Alright. We need to rescue Ionis from bandits. We get to pick a card to help on the quest as a starting bonus, apparently. Gain 3 defense when you discard this card, gain 3 defense and heal 4. Gain 4 defense at the start of your next turn, gain 2 combo. Deal 1 damage bonus per combo, gain 1 combo. Do I have a card that uses combo points? I actually do not have... I actually do not have a card that uses combo points, so gaining combo points kinda doesn't seem that important. We're gonna go with this one, because why not? It's a decent attack card. A job for pay, you got yourself a deal. Thank you, Hunter. This is a huge relief. May your path keep to the shallows. Cool. So now we can move. Right over here. Intercept the convoy and free Ionis. It's a pretty map, I like it. It's an interesting little area here. Ionis' trail leads you here. Judging by the prints, she likely lost her footing in a scuffle with bandits. You spot the telltale signs of a kidnapping and follow it off the trail. Proceed carefully. You hear voices and melt back into the bush like a stalking yote. To your surprise, you don't find a bandit camp, but rather the Admiralty, with shoulders as stiff as their starched collars. It's nothing personal, Luminary. I don't want to hurt you, not least because that would really piss in Hash's waters. We just have a point to make is all. The Spree do this to travelers all the time, but the Annex can stop it. Oh, she looks pretty cool, actually. You chose your path, soldier. The cult will hear of this, whatever you do to me. Sorry to say that that's the idea, pal. They'll just think it's the Spree who did it. This isn't quite what you expected, but a rescue mission is a rescue mission. Okay, so we can either fight against the Admiralty guy, we are the aggressor, or we can negotiate with him and try to intimidate him out of this. And he does have higher resolve, though, because he's under orders. So we can try and negotiate, or we can try and take him by force. Which would also give us an aggressive card, which means that whenever we negotiate, we gain less composure unless we destroy this card. So I guess we're gonna be a little diplomatic. Let's try and argue with him. You step out of hiding and approach the guard, muscles flexing. Now, what was it you just said? It's nothing personal. I don't want to hurt you. What the heck are you doing here? I'm about to serve up some divine retribution, unless you want to hand over the Luminary. Right, so Incept, this is added to your opponent's arguments. Hostility cards deal an additional +1 damage reduced by 1 when you play a non-hostile card. Okay, so we just got that because we're intimidating. At the end of your turn, Incept to Intimidated. This effect is added to your opponent's arguments. Okay, so this is negotiation. This is quite interesting. So we basically have a health pool for our main argument, which we need to get down. And then we have, like, these arguments and intents that we have to use. So this here, using this gains us 3 composure. We only get 1 damage, sadly. I'm going to use my instincts, and we're going to be gaining influence. Influence is a thing that, as long as it goes, my diplomacy cards, which are the greens ones, deal maximum damage. So we can do that. It lasts for 2 turns because it loses 1 each turn. And then this is going to be put in here. So hostility cards deal an additional +2 damage. So if he uses hostility. So now he planted evidence on us, which means that if this gets dismissed, it deals 2 damage. So he can attack this with 4. It only has 1 health, which means it will then get 3 damage over to me, but it will also deal 2 extra damage from dismissing this. That's the planted evidence. At the same time, he's got this argument going on, which has 2 resolve, so we need to deal 2 damage to him to get rid of it, and it will deal one of my arguments and deal 2 to 4 damage each time. So that is not good. So what I'm gonna do is, first of all, I'm gonna get rid of his interrogate so that we save our influence for a little bit. I could get rid of the planted evidence. Improvise a card. We're gonna improvise again. Incept Flustered reduces damage. Okay. We're gonna get a Gossip and we're gonna deploy a Bait. So Bait means that it needs to be attacked first. And what we can do now is we can put a Composure on our Bait, which means the Bait is not actually going to die. I hope that works out like that, and I'm not an idiot right now. We'll see. So the Bait is still there, has 1 health left. Nice. So see, like, whatever he does, it has to go through the Bait first, which is quite nice. Here he's gonna see... Okay, he's gonna steal, like, 10 shields from us every turn. I definitely want to get rid of that, which also gives me composure. Then I'm gonna try and deal... Nice. 4 damage to his argument, or his resolve, I should say. And then I can't get rid of the Bait, basically. Or I can't protect the Bait, I should say, which is fine, but I can get rid of these 3 damage. There we go. Haven't taken any damage to our resolve yet, which is quite nice. And we still have our influence, so our diplomacy cards keep doing maximum damage, which is really good. So let's see, we're gonna deal 6 damage to him here. And then I'm going to gain another influence. There we go. So now I have influence times 4. And we're gonna take 3 damage, which is perfectly fine. Like some resolve damage is fine to take. Go. He still has this, but he doesn't really have hostility cards. Okay, let's see. He has 11. I can do 6 damage to him. I can improvise a card again. Composure, reduce resolve loss for 1 turn. That's composure. Apply 3 composure. The 1 to 2. Okay, we're gonna apply 3 composure, hoping that the planted evidence isn't being taken out. I'm gonna apply 3 composure to me so I don't take any damage. And then we're gonna... Actually getting rid of this? No, we're gonna deal damage to him. There we go. Because I'm already getting rid of this, basically, with my composure applied. There we go. Took no damage. The start of physics turn, incept the planted evidence argument if one does not already exist. Alright, let's see. So he's down to 8. He's down to 8. This is not good right here. I need to... Oh, wow. Okay, he's got 4 damage there now. Let's get instincts again. In this case, we're gonna gain dominance. Dominance means that my hostility cards do more damage, so I can get rid of this. There we go. Wow, did 5 damage with that too. The planted end evidence is going to if I get 5 damage here, we actually win. No, I only got 3. Oh well. So I will take some damage. Alright, and now we can basically take him out. Yeah, we will take him out with a fast talk. There we go, properly intimidated the man. Pick a negotiation card. If this card dismisses an argument or bounty, gain 1 dominance. Double composure on all arguments. Spend 2 influence, gain an action. Double composure on all arguments. They say the tendrils of Hesh move in mysterious ways. Seems to me like you're about to get throttled by them. No, I'm not. I was against this idea in the first place. The luminary is all yours. I'm a good Heshian, I am. The Admiralty book it for the hills, like the tentacles of Hesh itself will come snapping at their heels. You untie the luminary and help her find her footing. I didn't expect rescue to come from someone who looks like you, Grifter. Well, I didn't expect manners from a luminary, so at least one of us knows where we stand. Let's go. Friniwin is waiting for you. So she's in our party now for a bit. Fizzlak dislikes us because we intimidated him. This is one of the interesting things in this game. You actually have relationships with the characters, and you have people who hate you. This is Cascio, by the way, who we're trying to take the bounty off. This is the guy we just intimidated, and basically when they hate you, you get banes, and when people love you, you get boons throughout all of the fights and so on. So that's quite interesting and plays into the whole social aspect of the game. Return Ionis to Friniwin. Here you go, 1 luminary alive, and, well, she's alive. This one leaves puddles in her footsteps, I think, Friniwin. I'm unharmed. Oh, that's wonderful news. Thank you, Cell. Hesh tendrils truly quiver where you walk. That is yikes. What about my payment? Yes, of course. Profits to those who embrace the abyss. We got paid 65 shills. And we get the hip flask, which allows us to gain more influence. And after 3 uses, we have to destroy it. So for 3 negotiations, we can use it. Ionis loves you. You've managed to capture her loyalty. Don't waste it. So we saved her life. Because of that, we draw 1 extra card at the start of negotiation, which is quite nice. And also, if she's ever in an area, I believe, and there's a fight or negotiation going on because she likes us, she's going to come to our help. Gift 200 shills to your friend. Grants biofeedback. Status cards cost 1 less action in combat. Wow, okay. So she likes us and she loves us, which is quite cool. Well, look who it is. Can't do anything with her, though. So we could buy cards here, but I'm not sure if I want to spend my money just yet. Alright, what do we have here? So there's some quests already available here. We could go to a meditation spot where we get our resolve back. Desolate battlefield where we could find something. Let's get some resolve back at the meditation spot, because we did take 11 damage. So let's meditate for a short while. You consider the events of the last few days and the challenges to come. You're gonna get through this. Only 30 minutes to an hour late? That's 30 minutes about. Hey Tech Dragon, how's it going? We gain 10 resolve. Nice. So here's a bounty hunt which is challenging. This is combat focused. This is negotiation focused again. So let's try to negotiate again, because we just got a bonus for negotiations and we got like new cards and so on. So we'd also get a bonus payment of 30 shills. Oh, and we've got a random event. What do we have? Traipsing through the roadside brush, you find 2 dead bodies slumped against a partially dug grave. One of them still clutches what looks to be a valuable coil gun. So we can pry the Arrowstead coil gun from the corpse, which is a card. Or we can finish the burial and depart with a clear conscience, with upgrades your maximum resolve by 4. We're gonna finish the burial and get some extra resolve. There we go. You spend some time finishing the burial job, leaving the bodies with their possessions. Despite everything you've been through, at least you can still trust your intentions. Good intentions. This is the guy. Here's Erbla. You might call Erbla radiant, but that's probably just the radiation. Word is, Dell fights for his workers, but nobody's ever really selfless in the Griftlands, right? Another day, another shill, another drink. The laborer rubs his elbows like it's been 10 years since they ran out of grease. Another day in the feud, Hey, do you... I'm no rat, I swear. I won't talk, you hear me? That's... You can tell Tima her threats won't make no difference. Hold on, what's Tima threatening you for? Wait, you aren't one of Tima's goons? He wants me to snitch, but I ain't suicidal. Back on the derrick, we learned to keep our mouths shut. Want me to get her off your back for you? I can offer that kind of service. And a good rate even. Ash, you'd do that? Alright, Tima is trying to get Jake to turn informant. Jake is looking for help to get out of this arrangement. Spend 1 influence, deal an additional 4 damage. If this card dismisses an argument or bounty, gain 1 dominance. Gain. Draw 1 extra card at the start of your turn. This is literally, we just get this. I kinda like this because we usually tend to get quite a bit of influence, and dealing 4 extra damage can be super helpful. You had Tima to lay off, and I'll pay you what you're worth, I swear. He looks very trustworthy. He's like, I'm gonna pay you. I just wanna live and let live, you know. Sure, leave it to me. The Slurping Snail. Ah, I see. You meet Oruk. Didn't think my day would involve the grifter dealing. So here's one thing, you can actually get these people and you can like pay them to help you in negotiations and stuff like that. So you can give him money and he will come to help us in the negotiation. Creepily enough, Gree has a reputation for singing her assassin contracts to their death. Gree nods in acknowledgement of your presence. Well, it's a start. Well, at least she doesn't, you know, sing us to death. A good bartender knows how to mix a drink. The better bartenders know how to fix a fight. Urkrow does both. Didn't think my day would involve a grifter dealing. So we can buy noodles. Let's see. If I see noodles, gain 2 power. Incept 2 flusters. Draw a card. This is like at the basically right at the start of the negotiation we could do this. Gain 2 actions, draw a card. Reduces damage by 33%, reduced by 1 at the end of owner's turn. So we could pay 30 shills to get ourselves some noodles. Gain 2 actions, draw a card. Let's gain the hearty noodles. That's gonna help us in the negotiation. And it's only 30 shills, which I think is alright. Oh hey, it's Simon. We could actually pay him to help us, but that's not. And here's this guard guy. Folks often look to Ewer as a natural leader, even if the hierarchy doesn't necessarily agree. Pay Ewer to look the other way. That's interesting, so I can actually pay him to stay out of a fight. Where there's a teamer, there's a way. Unfortunately, the way might just be close to you. Hail to Garft. Ask about Jake. Jake says you've been harassing him. Trying to get him to snitch on something? Oh, on something, alright. What Jake knows could put a lot of people behind bars. I thought he might turn informant with a little pressure. Do the right thing, you know how it is. Why? You got some leverage I could use to make it stick? So, we can convince Teamer to leave Jake alone. We can offer to help convince Jake. Or we could beat up Teamer to make them back off. I think we're going to try and convince her to leave him alone. What good's an informant if you have to strong on them? I think it's in your best interest to back off. Is that so? Why the hash would I do that? Alright, here we go. So, we can use our hip flask, which gives us an influence, which means our diplomacy cards are going to do more damage, which means I can throw in these two, so we can gain some composure so we don't take any damage, and then we can do a nice 6 damage to her resolve in the first round, so that's good. Here comes the planted evidence again. It's always the same with those guys and their planted evidence. Okay, let's see. We can spend my influence. Don't want to spend that yet though, not for that little extra damage. Okay, we're gonna get rid of this. She's gonna kill my influence though. Okay, well then we are going to spend the influence to do a lot of extra damage. And then we're also gonna use composure so we don't take any damage. Nice. Alright, what do we got? Cell's instinct. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna use our instinct. We're gonna deal... Can I kill her in one? We're gonna gain 2 influence. Yes, and we can kill her in one. There you go. That was a perfect negotiation. We didn't take any damage whatsoever. Gain 2 influence at the end of your turn. Lose 2 influence. Apply 2 composure to all your arguments. It's like a perfect calmness. Attack a random target. Evoke, play 4 hostile cards in a single turn. Oh, I see. So you basically need to have that on there. Okay. I kind of like this. It doesn't cost me anything, and I could use it to deal some extra damage or expand influence for something. You pressure Jake, and all that'll do is get you some rushed bad intel. And a dead informant once word gets out that he snitched. But you step back, then Jake thinks that you're okay. That you can be trusted when the time comes. The time comes? What time? It's Murder Bay. Jake's no crook. He just has the bad luck of being in the wrong place all the time. Eventually, things will get too hot. And then Jake will come to you with all the juicy gossip you could want. Patience isn't my particular virtue, but you're not wrong. Fine, I can wait. Tell Jake I'll respect his decision. Nice. And we didn't even intimidate her. We just kind of like told her, hey, maybe think about this again. Alright, tell Jake that Tima won't bother him anymore. It's done. You don't need to worry about Tima anymore. Geez, Sal, you really did that? You sure do deliver. Thanks a million. Now I can just live my life, you know? Murder baby damned. Yeah, murder baby damned. You get paid 55 shills and 30 extra. Gift 100 shills to your friend. Grants heavy lifting. At the start of each battle, you gain 4 defense and 2 temporary power. Okay. That's at the start of each battle. It would cost me 100 shills. That's cool though, I'll get that. Take this, friend. A wise investment, friend. Jake loves you. You gave them a big gift. Nice. Now we have another boon going on. I don't think that woman actually dislikes us. No, because we literally just We literally just told her like, hey, this is how it should be. Practice debate with Thrinivin to upgrade one of your negotiation cards. This will cause some resolve. Your friend Ionis is in trouble. You have a chance to save her before it's too late. Who was Ionis? Oh, this is Ion. Oh, okay. She's in trouble. Well, that's not good. Let's help our friend, I guess. You find Ionis under Cadwa's heel, looking one blow away from the worst day of her life. How many times are we gonna have to save this lady? You make enough of a racket to draw Cadwa's attention, and Ionis looks up at you with wide eyes. Sal? This has nothing to do with you, Hunter. Stay out of it. Okay, we can either attack him, or once again, we can do some intimidation. So, I'd say intimidation. We're all about the talking today. I'm afraid it does. See, Ionis is my friend. Yeah, you're picking poorly then. Okay, this is a lot of intimidate stuff here that he's going to get eventually. Okay, we're gonna gain 2 influence. Which means that, let's see, we're gonna play this composure so we don't take damage. We're gonna deal 3 damage to him. And then hopefully more than 1? No, just 1. Okay. You're not half as convincing as you think you are. Yes, nice. We got rid of that. Gained 3 composure too. So in this case, we're not gonna take any damage at all. Deal 2 damage. And I don't really need to apply composure to anything, so we can just end turn. This is a tax on my time. Alright, let's see. Gain 1 influence. We could do that. But I'd rather use my instincts for that. We're gonna gain 2 influence. We're gonna deal 2 damage to him. We're then gonna deal 7 damage to him. And now, if I... Can I do something here? Incept 2 vulnerability. All resolve losses increase by 1. Gain 1 bonus action next turn. Draw 2 cards. Would that help me? No, we're gonna gain a bonus action next turn. We are gonna take a bit of damage, but I guess that's fine. And we lost 10 shields, which is really sad, because he frisked us. Alright, so now we have 4 out of 3. And if I see this correctly, we're just gonna kill him. There you go. Not perfect, but hey. Hey, Demon Dragon, how's it going? Always using all those emotes with the tentacles. I like it. All those gifted emotes. Attack a random target once for each enemy argument and bounty. Double composure. Draw 3 cards. Attack a random target once for each enemy argument and bounty. We're gonna use the manipulate card here. Draw 3 cards. You step off now and be content with the beating you gave her. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to kill you. Fine, but remember this, Ionis. Remember I would have killed you without a second thought. Cadwa stalks off into the shadows as you help Ionis to her feet. Thanks, Cell. You actually saved my skin there. Yeah, again. Least I could do. Come on, let's get you somewhere safe. You take Ionis to shelter, and after dressing her wounds, get back on the road. Cadwa dislikes you because we intimidated her. Alright. Fish greets you enthusiastically. Sal, I've lined up a great opportunity for you. Those 2 over there are night merchants. They sell rare goods you can't get nowhere else, and it just so happens they need your help. You can only be in one place at a time, but Eva will get you a leg up you sorely need, kid. Go tell him I sent you and ingratiate yourself. Just be warned that they're both persnickety so-and-sos. You're probably going to cheese off the one you don't pick. Huh, sounds neat. Thanks, Fish. Alright. Oso has been in the Griftlands for only a year, but he seems to be fitting in well. Mind yourself, we may be in a place of leisure, but I'm still Admiralty. So you can change, you can actually share drinks with them, which gives you like slurry speech and so on, gives you some resolves and improves their opinion of you, which is quite funny. Ellen's prices are fair, even when the skies aren't. When my boots aren't tampering the creosote roads of Bavaria, I consider this here tavern my office. Fish, what cards do you actually sell? Liquid courage. Oh yeah, there's that stuff. Oh yeah, she gives us like a nice discount actually. Let's get some liquid courage for our negotiations eventually. Alright, so there's Endo and Rake. Though he doesn't look frail, his hands have a slight tremor when he prays. Out in the chill of night, best cover your neck, and not for fear of catching cold. Help Endo with some wildlife management. He is a cult of Hash Priest. And Rake is... something you've heard about Rake comes to mind. She plays a mean deck of cards? Maybe she's just mean? That she means well? I'd ask what you're up to lurking through the feud at night, but then you might ask me the same. Rake needs some help getting a loan extension, and she is a smuggler. I mean, we've been helping the Hash Priest earlier. Did you see when Elanelli broke Ollie yesterday? No, I did not see. Did he give some gift subs, or what did he do? I did not see that. Hello, Cell. Here we go. Ask about a special job. Al breaks another one. Okay, I'll check that at some point, Demon Dragon. Hey, I'm a friend of Fish's. How can I help? Fish tells me you're pretty good with a blade. I get by. Sounds like you need something stabbed. Is it something with 4 legs or 2? Yes. Let's just call it an infestation, and it's getting in the way of my good deeds. I'll get you there, and you flash your steel or whatever it is. Okay, so this is basically a combat thing. We haven't done combat yet, so let's try this. Sure, plus you made it sound so exciting. You're the thrill seeker and I'm the client. Let's go. He looks like so grumpy, I love it. You're gonna help Endo instead of me? Do you know who I am? I'm very important. Folks who say so usually aren't. Alright, let's get some night monsters. 5k shiny bits. Nice. Ollie must have been really happy about that. Endo leads you to the cave, which emanates a stink you can't quite place. Here it is. So what now? You want me to, Hash! Oh god, what's this? It's like a doggo. At least the monsters got respect for your time. Oh, this is the first time we see our cool daggers. Alright, defend yourself. This is a self-defense battle. And Endo is gonna help us. I've got your back, he says. Yeah, so this is combat. Combat is kind of like a negotiation, only a little different. You can see what they're all doing. You can see who attacks who and who will receive what damage. You can make people panic and animals panic, which means they run away. So if we give them 13 damage or this guy 18 damage, they will panic. The hearty noodles. Do I want that? Yeah, why not? Let's have some hearty noodles gain 2 actions. So now we're at 4 or 3. So this guy is the one who's gonna deal damage to me. So let's see if we can maybe make him flee. There we go. So he's gonna flee, so we're not gonna take any damage anymore. Gain 2 combo, span 3 combo, apply bleed. At the beginning of the turn, take damage equal to the count of bleed, and then half the bleed count. This would be 6 damage. Or 5 damage in this case. So if we do this on him, he's actually going to flee after our buddy attacks. So we're down to only 1 enemy left. Attack damage by this target is reduced by 34%. I see, I see. He was rather speechless. Yeah, I can imagine that. Gain 2 actions, lose 1 action this next point. Nice, I'll take that. Deal some damage. Deal some more damage. Fight dirty. Apply to bleed. Apply to wound. Attacks inflict 1 but don't. Ah, I should have done that. Oh wait, no, that might actually be... that might actually be alright. Because with the bonus damage that he gets applied, he now takes 6 damage. But is that plus the bonus damage? No, it's not. It's just 6. Okay, he just healed himself. Alright. Well, we're just gonna take him out. There you go. Goodbye. We didn't even kill them. We just made them panic and run away. Alright, winning a battle has restored 2 resolve. That's good to know. And choose one of 3 battle cards. Shoulder roll. Finisher. Gain 2 defense per combo. Regain your spent combo next turn. Spend up to 3 combo. Apply 1 wound per combo spent. Discard up to 2 cards. Gain 1 power for each card until the end of turn. Shoulder roll seems kinda cool. Gaining defense and then getting my combo back. Hessian Hash Spit. Enough. The god of salt didn't sliver forth so you could squander its holy name. All the same, you've done what I asked. And I am grateful. The market awaits. Let's be off. So here we are at the midnight market. This is it, huh? That's pretty modest. It doesn't exist for the decor. The goods here are unbound by tax or law. And now, you're welcome to do your shopping. Thanks, Sel. Fish was right. You do good work. Endo now likes you and will offer you a discount on his shop. Nice. So Rake doesn't like us. She dislikes us, which means we have to pay more money to her. Knew I'd see you again. Nothing quite as thrilling as the taste of your own blood in your mouth, huh? I can think of a few things. You say that, but here you are. Yeah, so she sells us cards at 25% more. Is, or even, no, 50% more. Holy crap, okay. So, we're not going to spend anything with her here. Endo, the Bell of Hesh has room to shelter all. For a price. So, we can pay him money to remove a negotiation card, which means we can, like, remove a card from our deck if we don't want it anymore, thereby increasing, you know, the chance of drawing other cards. Or we can buy cards from him. This one is really interesting. Gain 2 composure on a random argument, increased by 1 for each card played this turn. Gain 1 action for every 3 cards in your discard. Oh, we can't afford that though. Oh, we're gonna save our money for now, we don't have that much. Blocker the Swap. Like all good markets, there's a Spark Baron selling tech of questionable provenance and safety. You need an Edge Hunter? A good graft can warn off your enemies, or lure them to the grave. Okay, so you can buy like these, it's kind of like implants that give you bonuses. At the start of every negotiation, improvise a 0-cost card from your deck. We have here Frolic of the Beasts. Stands before you surrounded by various animal parts and accessories. He's also wearing them. Quick, what's the most dangerous beast in Havaria? Is it people? Ah, not even close. The most dangerous animal in Havaria is... Oh wait, you got it. Yeah, it's people. Anyway, if you want to add to your pack, you've come to the right place. Oh, okay. I can buy like animal parts, or I can just buy entire animals. This is a juvenile shroog, a deadly behemoth rarely seen in the more civilized part. He does not look like a behemoth. Fully grown, these things are terrors of the Roalog, remote archipelago. Apex predators in a land of apex predators. But they start out like this little cutie. I could buy him for 50 shills, that's amazing. Well, we're not gonna buy ourselves the doggo just yet, so... might do that in the future. Alright, what we got here? Roadside market. Spar with Ionis to upgrade one of your battle cards. This will cost some health. Yeah, why not? Let's do some sparring with our buddy. Ionis is happy to see you. Hey Sel, you feel like throwing down? I have a new move I want to try out. Watch closely, you might even pick up a thing or two. And I promise not to hurt you. So, we can upgrade Combination, we can upgrade Sel's Daggers, or we can upgrade Deception. Improvise an attack card from your draw pile. Your next attack card played this turn deals +3 damage. Lose 3 HP. Improvise one of 5 attack cards from your draw pile. Your next attack card played this turn deals +3 damage. Improvise an attack card from your draw pile. Your next attack card played this turn deals +5 damage. Tall Deception. Sure, try to keep up though, huh? You and I on a spa for a while, both pulling your punches, cause you've got the luxury. You trade tips as you trade blows. I lose 3 HP. Phew, now that was a good workout. Gonna feel it for days. That's how you know it was a good one. Thanks for the match, Ionis. Nice. Back we go. Oh, it's the evil lady, who doesn't really look like a lady, but that's just what they look like, I guess. Something in the grog and dog isn't right, but you've learned to expect trouble. You approach from the shadows. Why, fish, this is a lot of hostility coming from someone I used to think was a friend. And how many friends do you got left these days? That bounty on your head didn't come from nowhere. About that. You know an entrance when you see it. Yeah, about that. Thought it might be you, Sal. I always knew you'd either die on that derrick or come back from my jugular. Once was a time when you said you wanted to grow up to be just like me, but I would have been smart enough to keep my head on my shoulders. Cascio jerks her thumb in your direction, speaking to the 2 goons at her side. Kill her. Do it right. You make to pursue Cascio as she leaves, but the goon blocks your path. No way to her unless it's through her. Go down quiet, Hunter. I promise it'll be just like going to sleep. So, let's see. So, there's a guy called Vo, who we can apparently try to convince to help us, or we can fight against this dude in pretty much a boss battle. Let's try our negotiation approach. We've been negotiating pretty well. We're only at 31, but it's fine. Vo, you're the bouncer. Alright, he's the guard here. I'm hired to keep ruffians out. Cassio's a class of her own. Want to be served in my bar? Better listen up. So she helps us, basically. Gives us influence, which is quite nice. So let's see what we can do here. We can deal damage and gain composure, so we don't take any damage. We can deal more damage. And we can deal more damage, sadly just 1. I am not going to drink the hip flask, because we have influence. Okay, did that just come back to him? Whenever Vo deals damage, they gain composure equal to unmitigated damage. If Vo's attack is fully mitigated, Vo takes 3 damage. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Gain 2 influence at the end. We don't need that. Oh, wait. No, we do. I'm going to play this for free. Gain influence. So that I can play this and deal... What's this? There we go. So I can deal 7 damage to him. And we're going to improvise a card. Ah, that was... I should have done that from the start. Okay. And we're going to draw 2 cards. And... gonna take this out so I can see what he's actually doing. He is gonna take care of my influence, but I don't mind because that influence is going away anyway. It takes some damage, which is sad, but what can you do? Okay. Would have been nice to have some more influence. Anyway, let's get some composure here so we don't really... so we don't take damage. Because if I don't take any damage, as I fully mitigate this, he's gonna damage himself for 3 and get rid of his composure. This is actually an argument where we have to play very defensively. There you go. And... okay, we're gonna apply free composure. We're gonna apply more composure. And I'm also gonna deal 2 damage, gain influence, but we're gonna mitigate him and he's gonna damage himself and we win. There you go. And we just won. Only lost 3 resolve overall. Double your influence, gain 3 vulnerability, gain 2 influence. Spend 2 influence, gain an action. I want to get another one of these cards because this is really helpful for us. You gonna make me do your job for you? Nah, I guess not. Alright. 1 second. Sorry, just had to cough real quick. Vo steps up to your side, ready to defend the Grog and Dog. Better late than never, you suppose. So now we can go into battle, and we actually have Vo help us as an ally. This is going to make the battle a little easier. Alright, so this guy has combat drones. Let's see, they are metallic, which means they're immune to bleed and wound, but piercing attacks do double damage. They are also unstable. Receiving attacks reduces this by 1. Drone is destroyed at 0 stacks, dealing 5 damage to Joel. Joel is this. Whenever Smuggler Vo heals a target, also remove all negative conditions on that target. Okay, so... improvise an attack card. Apply to wound. Okay, I'm gonna use this. This is gonna destroy the drone and deal 5 damage to him. Cripple him. Alright, let's... So we're gonna kill this drone too. I don't really mind if he takes damage or not. What have you done? He says. Okay, but gain 2 action, lose 1 action next turn. Alright, let's do that actually. We're gonna apply defense to us so we don't take any damage. Gain 2 combo, spend 2 combo, deal 3 bonus damage, apply 2 bleed. So that would be like 4 damage, 5 damage. Okay, that's 6 damage. So we're gonna deal 6 damage to him. And then 3 damage. That's pretty nice. And then he gets another 4. He probably is gonna call in a new drone or something. Alright, we're gonna improvise an attack card, which is gonna be... What was the card that I'm playing? Okay, we're gonna get Elbow Strike? Elbow Strike. The Elbow Strike is gonna do a guaranteed 8 damage. There we go. Should have used the other one, actually. Oh wow, that's a lot of damage. Okay, that is a lot of damage. How do I get out of that? Oh wait, he's gonna hit it 3 times, so that drone is dead anyway, so I'm not gonna take the drone damage. So I might as well just apply 8 defense. Apply 1 cripple, attack damage is reduced. Apply 2 bleed. Let's apply some bleed to this guy, just to do some extra damage. Yeah, so that exploded, did extra damage, I didn't take any damage, that's perfect. And he's gonna actually flee, so... I'm just gonna stab this man. And there we go. So we could decide to execute him, which is a unique way. So you can either finish them or you can accept their surrenders. We've been pretty negotiable so far, so we're gonna accept their surrender. Gives us 2 resolve back. We can pick a new negotiation card. Improvise a cost card from your discard pile. Improvise 1 random hostile card. Attack once for each action available. It's actually kind of interesting. Now we're going to use Swift Rebuttal. And Battle card. Apply 1 stun, can't act this turn. Apply bleed for each card played this turn. Gain 2 counter whenever you gain defense. Nah, I'm gonna use Kidney Shot. Having a stun is really cool. Alright, pick a graft reward. So now we can choose it. Boss Battle Graft. Gain 1 action at the start of your turn. Take 3 damage at the end of every turn. That's okay. That's pretty harsh. Whenever you gain influence, deal 2 damage to a random target. At the start of your turn, reduce the cost of a random card in your hand by 1 until played. We're gonna take the coactive orb slug, which I guess we stick into our brain or something. Because we gain a lot of influence, so gaining that damage ability to a random target is really cool. Well, that shucked a rotten oyster, but we've been through worse and we're both still standing. What's done is done. The fire's only good if it stokes the engine, kid. Should have gone for Casio as soon as I arrived. Now you're dragged into it too. None of that. You've got a bit of grit in your eye. You'll wink it out once you get some sleep. I got a room set up for you in the back. With Casio gone, the few patrons that remain return to their drinks. Them that weren't spilled anyway. Alright. So, we can talk to her. Fish didn't get to the top of her field by indulging her wounds. She barely flinches as she spit shines an old mug. I bet your blood's boiling, kid, but we survived the day. Cool your feet, get some rest, and we'll come up with a plan in the morning. Yeah, so we can rest in the back, which is going to fill up our resolve and our health too. A good night's rest can't hurt, unless I wake up that is. Casio won't come back on my watch. The back's barricaded, and the front has me. Good night, kid. Fish leads you through a curtain behind the bar, nodding towards a cozy room at the back. So here we are in our cozy room. Your bed calls to you. I don't know, this room doesn't look super cozy. Your folks used to talk about freedom like it was a town, one you could move to, with enough money for the road. Now you're not so sure. Go to sleep. Nice. This is basically showing us the end of day 1. We got new cards, new battle cards, a new graft. 3 people dislike us, 2 people like us, and 2 people love us. So I think that was a pretty normal day, pretty alright day. You slept through the night with one hand gripping the knife under your pillow, but then you slept that way every night since you were 12. You look like you want revenge, and I know just the folks who can help you get it if you're ready. There's people in both the Spree and the Admiralty who want to see Casio taken down. Dangerous friends, so pick wisely. Alright. I didn't think I could get angry like that anymore. You spent years on the derrick, you learned to tamp it down, you know. Casio has that effect on people, and you have more reason than most. Except for all the other folks she sent to the derrick, maybe. They're not here, though. I am. It's early morning, the Grog and Dog's patron are already hard at work on their drinks. So, I know you thought I should hold off on that bounty, but after last night, if Casio wants me to be a worst nightmare, I'd like to oblige. How are you gonna do that? She knows you're here, she's got money and goons to keep her safe. What do you got? You? You're damn right. Lucky for you, I have a couple of contacts who want Casio dead almost as much as you do, if you can convince them to work with you. Will they need convincing? Afraid so. The Admiralty doesn't trust hunters as a rule, but talk to my contact and see if you can convince her otherwise. But taking out Casio would make a space the Spree'd be more than happy to fill. I know somebody who'll talk to you, especially if you can bring him Casio's head on a platter. Alright, we're gonna head out. Cool. So that was the first day, and that is Griftlands. I just wanted to do a quick little 1-hour stream to test this game out and see how people like it. And I gotta say, I'm really enjoying this. I think this is a fun little game with all the like little random encounters in it, and you still following a story while doing it, and then you're building your deck, and that negotiation and the battles are actually really quite well done. Haven't quite played a game like this yet with this kind of card battle system in single player. So we'll see how that will eventually go into the future. So I hope I can just return to the main menu. Yes, I don't have to abandon my run, so that's nice. I guess I can just click play and continue run. Yeah, okay. I mean, it would be kind of weird if you had to do all of it in one go. But alright, we're going to be stopping here. Thank you all for jumping in real quick to check out Griftlands.